Hi everyone, this is Yana Smakula and thank you for stopping by. This video is one of those shorter technique-only videos I post from time to time focusing on the technique part of the card making process only. Today I wanted to share a video showing how to create some colorful and quick to make birthday cards. Here I have a new stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. This one is called Stitched Alphabet. And honestly, one can never have too many great or well-designed alphabet stamps in their stash. I adore using alphabet stamps if they are nice and well-designed because that allows me to create my own unique sentiments and sentiments that can make the focal point of my card. So here I'm picking out the words that spell out celebrate to stamp a celebrate word directly onto my card base. I already created another card that says Let's Party. That was actually the first one that I made. And I thought that this is, it's such an easy way to create birthday cards or any cards really, because you can choose whatever you want to say, whatever you want to spell. So I decided to film a video. So here I picked the letters to say celebrate. I also stamped one that says make a wish. I didn't like that particular one because I didn't align the letters correctly. I might redo it later, but for the purpose of this video, I've spelled out the word celebrate. The letter E had to be stamped 3 times. So when I first aligned my letters, I only placed the E in the top row, and then I made sure to leave enough room in the second and third rows to accommodate that letter later. Now to stamp the letter E in the second row and to make this word a little bit more interesting and to make this design more interesting, I flipped it upside down. So the letter E is actually facing the other way. You can keep it facing the normal way, the usual way, but I wanted to add a little bit of, additional interest to this card. So that's why I flipped it around. To color these letters, I decided to use my Copic markers. And by the way, I stamped the letters using Simon's Intense Black ink and I used my Mini Misty. You can stamp these using a clear block, but having a Misty or using a Misty here or a similar stamp positioner really makes it easier and faster. And of course, you can also mass produce these in case you're making like birthday invitations or something like that. So I'm using Copic markers to color my letters, but of course, these can be colored using other mediums. Pencils, watercolors, whatever you like to use best these days. I haven't used my Copics in a while. I've been doing a lot of watercoloring, so I felt I needed to go back to my Copics and do a little bit of coloring. Now I picked just a handful of colors, so I went with pinks, yellows, teals, and orange colors. You can make this into a rainbow. You can stick with just 1 or 2 colors and make this a monochromatic card. But since these are birthday cards, I really wanted to have a pop of color here, I wanted these to be fun and cheerful. Now at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I stamped this onto a card base directly. Not entirely true. I actually stamped this onto a panel that was cut to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, and I later adhered that panel onto an A2 top folding card base. Why did I do that? I wanted to make sure the Copic coloring would not bleed onto the other side of my cardstock, and also because I knew I would be adding the Nuvo glaze onto the letters. I anticipated my cardstock warping just slightly, so I wanted to make my card base as sturdy, as thick as possible. So this is why I stamped letters onto one panel and then adhered them onto a card base. After my coloring was done, I used Nuvo Glaze. I just adore this product lately. And I coated each letter with a generous amount of the Nuvo Glaze. Now you can use glossy accents or similar products to achieve this look. I'm loving my Nuvo Glaze at the moment. I don't have any problems with the nozzle getting clogged. It's very easy for me to get the product out of the bottle. I just love it. I don't know, just love it at the moment. So I coated each and every letter with the product and I let it dry overnight. I also heat embossed a sentiment that says it's your birthday, because again, these are birthday cards, but you can make them into any cards you like. And I heat embossed the sentiment in white embossing powder into black cardstock, and I foam mounted that sentiment onto my card the next day. So I left mine to dry overnight, and then I came in the next morning and I just foam mounted that in place, and that finished those cards. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to see what you create, so if you have a project inspired by this or any other of my videos, be sure to tag me on social media. I really would love to see what you make. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. I try to have new card making videos every week. If you're looking for a list of products I used, you can find them in the video description below the video, and I also have a link to my blog where you can find more information. Thank you so much for joining me today and for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!